Check it. Oh, I think I got the fever. I'm heated. Pumping up the meter.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another PIPIN HOT podcast. You know what's PIPIN HOT?
What?
Safe spaces.
Safe spaces.
We are the safe space here today.
So today we've got Faye, we've got Cait, we've got...
I'm Caitlin.
And we've got...
I'm also Caitlin.
I mean...
I'm actually
Kidding, actually Alex.
Cool, yeah. So they're from SafeSpace. They do this dating stuff, and they're going to tell us a little bit about that. Because today's topic is dating in South Africa and online dating. Yeah.
Online dating in South Africa, and I guess just how we're supposed to survive in today's day and age, and finding love at the same time. But yeah, for some context, we are SafeSpace. We do speed dating and in-person events, and we like to connect
like-minded
people.
Mind-like
people. Through surveys and asking these really important questions, and just creating a safe space for people just to come get outside and enjoy spending time with each other. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming. You gave us a topic.
Yes, actually. So thank you for the content.
I feel like this is on a lot of people's minds, especially with Valentine's Day coming up.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense that we talk about this beforehand, talk about the anxieties that come with dating, anxieties with Valentine's Day, single or not single, all those pressures. So I think it'd be really cool to talk about this.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I mean, one of my things is that we live in a world where like online dating is rife.
Yeah.
Like especially since COVID.
I think a lot of people think it's their only option now.
Yeah. So like, I think you guys are taking a different approach, and maybe you guys can tell us about how you do that, and then we'll talk more about dating.
Yeah, because I think the days of meeting in bars or
bars
and clubs are just not the vibe anymore.
So, I mean,
maybe we're too old.
I don't know. A lot of people these days will be like, "Let's go to a club." They're like, "No, you are gonna hit on us and stuff."
Yeah, like, oh no, but I don't like people.
I just want to chill. Like,
I feel like a lot of people still have the mentality from high school. Like, you'll go out, you're like, yeah, cool, I'm gonna go out with my friends, gonna meet people, and you get there and you just look at them. You're like,
maybe I
don't want to be rude. I don't want to disturb. She's having a drink by herself. Clearly,
you just look at them like,
if she looks. If I look at them long enough, they will feel.
You wait to send wavelengths.
Really creeped out.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I guess that's what's difficult is like often I think people go out because it's what they're used to. Like, I mean, that before online dating was really a thing, you are used to going online. But I mean, also in person and stuff, if you're used to going out in bars and you don't know any other way of meeting people, and you've had some success in bars, whether it's like a one night thing or maybe something a little bit more, if you know that you can do it somewhat, I think you always like pull towards your comfort zone. But I think what we're trying to do is create a safe space for you to try different things and
practice.
Safe space for you to try something new and practice being a little uncomfortable within these parameters. And I think that's what a lot of people are trying to get used to. It's a weird concept for a lot of people, and like I think when we started saying like, oh, we do speed dating things, the immediate thing, I don't know, like you think of like some old retirement home or like some hall with like 40-year-olds, like just
it's not our vibe.
We're not trying to do that. I think it's the concept that we think is quite
It's 2024, guys. We're more advanced than that.
Yeah, we're more advanced.
I think when we started this, so I was still using the dating apps and stuff like that, and you kind of get to a point that every single person gets to where they're like, I'm tired of this, let me quit. And in your mind, I'll get back onto this soon enough.
You uninstall, but you're still logged in.
It gets very surface level. Like, so even when I'm on these dating apps and I'm swiping, it's like after like 5 minutes I'm like, ugh, and I just like close the app. I'm like, I don't want this anymore. There's nothing here. You know what I mean? It feels very soulless.
And I took a very different approach when I was doing going on dates and stuff like that. I stopped making it about the date. I just started asking about the experience, what they usually go through on dates. They tell me the whole history. I got nightmare stories, got all these things. And I was like, geez, there must be a better way to kind of like go about this.
Yeah.
Deleted the apps and I was like, there must be speed dating. And at the time, there was something happening during COVID with the speed dating scene, but that stopped and no one was going at it afterwards. So I was like, let me give it a shot. And I just had the idea. I happened to run into Cait when we were jawling. I was like, Cait, I'm thinking of doing this thing. And she gave me some ideas, and I was like, wow. And then, we reconnected, and then she had amazing ideas. She brought all this different approach to how to tackle this with the marketing and how to get people into this and involving other people as well. So it just worked, here we are. We had our first speed dating event last year.
Yeah, and it went well. It went really well. I think people really enjoyed, getting out of their comfort zone a little bit more. So it's exciting to see that people are more, warming up to the idea. So hopefully we see people, increase in terms of the applications. But I think when we started, it was important to kind of have a way of like making sure that we're connecting like-minded people, and like that was the whole thing, So we actually sat down with like a therapist and asked like, what are these important questions that often get like, forgotten about when you're starting a relationship? Like, do you want kids? I mean, depending on how serious it is. But if you're in a serious relationship, like, do you want kids? What type of house are you looking for? Like, all these questions, like your favorite car, like all these things that seem so like unimportant actually really play a role, whether like a few years down the line, and you just realize that you're not the same person, or knowing that you're moving overseas soon, and maybe you don't want to talk about that, or like communicating often is difficult in today's day and age. Healthy communication, I think, is so hard. So I think that if we can do the difficult thing where we can connect people that kind of are looking for the same thing, then it just makes it a bit easier for those people.
Cool. That's pretty dope. I mean, I think you guys are onto something, because I mean, like, everybody wants to be put into the environment where it's easier to like have that kind of communication.
No one has the time, man. No one has the time.
And I mean, let's not even get started on catfish.
Catfish.
Oh my god.
I've been there. Someone's been catfished.
Really?
Did you meet them in person?
What was it like?
It was long. It was a long time. We sat there, and I looked at her, and I was like,
who are you?
You've changed.
This is not how I know you, bro.
Who even are you?
Sorry, you said your name was? You just like give her questions to see if she like slips up.
And honestly, you just kind of go with it, and you're like, it's been really delightful. We should never speak again.
We should totally never do this again.
When you realize at a date that like this is going nowhere, and you're like, alrighty. I guess.
Okay.
Anywhere else to be right now.
Thank you for coming out, but don't speak to me.
If you see me in the streets, please.
And I feel these days, dudes are still kind of just a little bit expected to pay on the first date, because they're the ones who ask the person to go on the date, right?
But I still don't think that's right, in my opinion.
I agree. I totally agree. But it's kind of, that's still where it is right now. And as a dude now, if I get there, I'm about to drop some cash, and you're not who you say you are.
I'm going. He wants to box you.
You best believe you're not throwing down the money, you're throwing hands.
The waiter just puts that check on the table. I just slide it to her. I'm like, it's the least.
Don't forget that
you can do.
You know what you did.
For real.
So it's like the advantage of like knowing someone within 5 minutes. You can intuitively tell, and like you said, the catfishing, you kind of put that aside. And I mean, at all events, we really try to make sure it's not just you trying to get there and then trying to establish a relationship for romantic purposes. You get to meet other people of the same gender as well, who are also like-minded. So I mean, when we got there, naturally all the girls were like
girlish
there, all the guys were there.
That's typical.
So typical, and they just became mates. And then after the event, we were like, please go. They stayed. Everyone just stayed and just carried on chatting amongst each other.
It's like, you can leave now. No. I think we'll stay.
And we felt so bad about it because the waiters are still going. It's like 9 o'clock, but the owners were like, "This is fun. This is really amazing." And that's another thing. We tried to bring attention to other establishments in the area.
Well, that's nice.
And trying to incorporate something else into it. So we're having a paint and sip for this event. We're having a Greek food tasting for the first one. So you're getting something else out of it. It's just not dating. So that takes a lot of pressure out of the whole dating experience.
There's actually a lot of anxiety with Valentine's Day specifically.
Huge.
People feel like so pressured that I don't have someone. What am I going to do? And then like, I've been to a singles thing before, and it's very like, people go there because they there's two types of people that are there.
Very sad people.
Yeah. So there's people who want to meet other people because they don't have anyone.
Genuinely are keen,
in Valentine's Day, and there's other people who are
just sad.
who are alone. Or like are single rather than alone, but don't want to meet anyone else. They want to go to an event where no one hits on them, and I'm like, but dude, it's Valentine's Day. What are you doing? You know. So like, it's a bit tricky. You know what I'm saying? Because it's if you don't stipulate what the event's for, and you just like, no, it's a singles thing. People think it's their own thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. People don't immediately associate it. It's a singles thing for singles to meet singles, not for singles to
be single.
Together.
Totally different story, right? Yeah. So I think it's nice that you guys have a very clear indication of what you're trying to do and trying to match people and whatever.
And I think it's like just keeping it lighthearted, you know, like I think everyone's always so nervous before a date, and like we're used to also the same thing with like, you know, we asked a lot of people in our surveys like what would they like their ideal date to be, and a lot of it is being out in nature, talking, doing like a hike or doing something that's different, because I think when you're on your like 5th date of the month or whatever it is, like you get so bored of doing the same things, dinner and a movie, or let's go for a drink, and you know, like I think your environment and what you're doing really does impact how comfortable you are.
Very true.
And like if I feel like unsettled, often you're meeting like a guy that you've never met before in hopefully a public place, it can come with like a lot of anxiety. And you know, I think when you can actually be comfortable and maybe you're painting and sipping or tasting different food in like a Greek theme, or you know, hiking, doing something that's like will bring out these different parts of you, and that's what we try and do, is create these environments where it's like fun and you can actually just like loosen up a bit, and it's not so like spotlight. And we don't want our speed dating to feel like an interview, like a job interview. We try and
it's
make
just to highlight the personality.
It's not 21 questions, but we have conversation starter cards and you know, all these types of things, painting and sipping and all that, just to help you, you know, feel as relaxed as you can in these kinds of situations.
That's really cool.
I think it's really nice because now if you think about it, I'm going to touch on that topic that you spoke about, meeting someone in public. Please, if you are going on one-on-one dates, please meet people in public.
Please.
But
send your location.
this almost makes it a lot safer for especially women to meet.
100%,
To women to meet guys that they, you know,
it's
you don't know, you're meeting sometimes.
It's a real thing.
It's hard. It's hard to stray away from the name you guys chose, because I mean it's a safe space.
It is a safe space.
It's very self-explanatory. How do you guys all feel about, like, I feel another thing about this whole Tinder and online dating thing is that it kind of promotes this whole like hookup culture thing. Where it's a one and done kind of stuff.
100%.
And like I found a lot of people on there are like they'll ask you like, what are you looking for? And you're like, you know, some normal dating. They're like, no, that's not what I want. Like, okay.
You're not really receptive to it because you're so used to, you know, you kind of categorize yourself.
It becomes a matter of kind of like conspicuous consumption. It's just you can filter, but what exactly you're looking for. You've got all these. I mean, you're a product on the platform, and other people are also products there.
It's like a massive take-a-lot moment,
exactly.
like online.
And then you go on a date, you get to know someone, and then you're like, I don't like this one aspect of them, but this other person might also have this aspect. So I want to try and move on from this, and you just keep trying to find this perfection.
Person. That's
it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
And I feel also, because remember, obviously you have your pictures and you have like a little description and like stuff that you like and things like that. But the thing is, I feel like people judge you so quickly.
100%.
And like, because I also feel like sometimes, like when I'm swiping, I feel like someone I've swiped before, I'm like, but what if they were a nice person? How would I have
you
known?
feel bad.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And the thing is, and when I think that's most likely happening to me as well. Someone probably looks at me and doesn't immediately feel, okay, no, he's like freaking smoking hot or whatever the case may be, and they swipe, but they don't know like what kind of person I am. So it's very, very face value, and
100%.
and I think that promotes that whole that one's hot, swipe right. You know what I mean? And it becomes a very physical thing rather than like a very like connection kind of, this person's really cool, I like them, we get along, we have similar traits.
It's not to say looks aren't important. Anyone who says looks aren't important is lying to themselves. But I always say to myself, cool, yes, looking at you is easy, but can I talk to you? Can I talk to you for more than 5 minutes?
And that happens.
Conversation.
That happens. I mean, I've actually had people who I've swiped before because they're so pretty, but then they're like, yo, guys,
dead.
Horrible.
like a wet blanket guy. And I'm like, I can't carry the whole conversation. Like, I'm trying. You know what I mean? Like,
and they're like, why didn't you reply? And it's like, well, why didn't you reply?
Put some effort. Like, I know I'm the guy, but I mean, for goodness sakes, man.
That's the weirdest thing. You come out of the date, like, they're so bland. And they're like, I had such a great time.
Like,
let's do this again. I'm like,
what?
The only thing you have going for you is that you're pretty, babes. you need to work on like.
It happens.
No, but it
happens. I'm so with you.
It's so true though.
I'm so with you.
And they'll be like, because like all they do is like put effort into their prettiness, and they'll be like, I'll ask them, okay, so like, what kind of hobbies do you have? What do you like to do?
Shopping.
And you're like,
That's not you though.
but that's not you. Yeah, that's the thing. And you're like, okay. And then they're like, what hobbies do you have? Okay, so
I'm so glad
let's go by category.
you know, and then I'll even go back into like things, and I was like, I used to like this, want to get back into it, haven't had a chance. But they'll have like one word answers for everything.
And I'll still go into be like, well, you know, everyone really likes this, but I can't really get into it. It's not even my hobby, but I'll be like,
And I'm like, my
and they'll
God.
be like, I guess I like doing this.
And I low-key feel like that kind of thing happens when like a girl's like super pretty, but like doesn't really do a lot of stuff. I think it's because they focused on like, I'm going so deep here, but like society's whole thing of like, this is what a perfect woman should look like.
It's that Instagram.
And then they like try to mimic that, and that's what they spend all their time doing. And I'm like, yo, my girl. I'm so sorry, but ish. You know, I feel bad because I mean, Shane, she shouldn't have to have gone through that. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's her fault then. Controversial, my brain.
I mean,
So, personal belief. I don't believe that boring people exist.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, just bad storytelling.
Yeah.
Or it could
That's
just
it, though.
Yeah, and the context as well.
Yeah.
I've tried by mistake going for a first date to a little cafe, and then they were having a quiz night on that night.
Yeah.
And like we were just talking and it was kind of fun, but when we realized, okay, there's a quiz night happening and we had to really engage, now we were like on a team now.
Oh yeah. So see, it's environment, it's context,
Exactly. And we tried to speak to this other group. We're like, hey, do you want to be together? And they were like, this is our first time meeting. I was like, what a surprise. This is also our first time meeting. So we had a bit of a competition going,
so cool.
and
like
it
that.
brought a little bit more out of her personality. I saw it like she was very competitive.
Exactly.
And I was like, wow, I don't think I would have seen the side of her if it was just going out for coffee or just a drink.
100%.
And so the context, I think, really matters.
I think it does. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know about people not being boring. I've met some kind of boring people.
But that's in your world.
But
like that's the thing.
Yeah.
To be
boring to some person is like amazing.
I was
to the
about to
other.
say,
Like,
I think
it's all about, it's subjective. That's
I
the
think
thing.
what I think like makes someone boring is when they let like certain beliefs or whatever dictate how they think.
Fair enough.
So like they close their mind to certain things. So like for example, if I like something and they'll be like,
That's for nerds.
that's for
children.
That's for kids.
Yeah.
How do you like this? You know what I mean? Even if it's something like that isn't really that weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if like I mean everyone loves Disney or something.
Yeah.
If someone's like it's animation's for kids. The minute you limit yourself like that, you're cutting off a lot of other stuff. Not to say that it's just stuff like that, but all kinds of things.
Exactly.
Like even when some people they're not really into sport, and they'll be like, no, sports is for like jocks and stuff, and then they just don't watch any of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're limiting yourself to something so nice. I mean, I can't describe what it's like going to a live soccer match. It's electrifying. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
And like you would never experience that because you don't let yourself experience that. So I do believe that there's no such thing as boring people, but I do believe that there are people who let themselves be boring because they're not open to new experiences. You know what I mean?
No, I'm with you. I usually have a litmus test question if I'm struggling with a person.
A litmus test.
Yeah, it's like a litmus test.
That little acid test thing. Yeah.
You did it in physical science.
A litmus paper.
Yeah. What is for
We done, bro. I also don't know.
I'm sad. I didn't worry about
I also don't know.
I dropped that as soon as I could, and I focused on what was more
I also don't know.
It turns blue or pink, right?
Oh.
Okay, so what do you mean in like
I use it to
conversation?
check the vibe. So I'm usually like, hey, if you were the president, what kind of things would you change?
Those questions are hard though. Like if you had to ask me, I'd be like, okay, I mean.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Usually it doesn't even get to that point. I'm like, I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah.
And I tell them of my homeless breeding scheme. And listen, it sounds bad. And it is.
What in the world?
Misbreeding, what?
Okay.
But all it is
Okay,
is
Squid Games, let's start. Let's
something
see.
controversial as like a pivot point.
Yeah.
And I just want to see how they interact.
Oh.
Just something so controversial.
You
and
drop something and see what they do with it.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like I just throw something on the floor. I'm like, let's see what happens. What are you gonna do about it?
How did we rate on the litmus test for that?
We'll see.
Not well.
Maybe I'll tell it to you fully, but usually like some people will be like, oh my goodness, this is absolutely terrible, but I guess let's make it work. I'm like, I like this energy.
Yeah, that's good energy.
That's very good. Some are just like, wow. This is a lot. I'm like, I know, this is crazy. Guess we're gonna have a short date. Saved both of us a lot of time.
Oh my days.
But I'm looking for that open-mindedness, like you said. Not to close yourself completely, be like, okay, there must be a reason why they thought this, that breeding homeless people might be a good idea, and just see. Caitlin's like, oh, he's right next to me.
I don't feel safe. No, I get the point completely, and it's nice to see how people react to like something quite out there, like you know, because if you can laugh about it and you know that lightheartedness and that,
actually,
that's what's endearing. No matter what your answer is, if you laugh and give some like silly answer, it's better than you know going, I don't know.
Someone who takes it like mad seriously,
Yeah.
be like, no, we have a lot of overpopulation right now, so.
But it also tells a lot about their personality, you know, like the topics that they veer towards. They think about it like from a political point of view, or like, you know, it's interesting to see how their mind works.
Yeah, it will tell you a little bit more about them because of how they react to it. I mean, there are people who react to it compassionately, there are people who react to it logically, and I think that's quite interesting.
Yeah, it tells a lot about
quite cool. I actually had a question for you guys. Not you. You're taken. You're married.
Yeah. Single.
For the rest of us, well, I mean, you can participate if you want. You give your participation medal.
Thank you.
But like, what would you guys say is like a deal breaker on like a date? Like going back to the other thing we were talking about, like you know how the guy is usually expected to pay.
Yeah.
For me, I think one of my deal breakers is I'll always offer to pay because that's like my thing. Whether it's the first date, second date, I don't know. But like
most girls agree.
When a girl like battles me, all right, I will never let her pay on the first date, even if she battles me. But if she battles me later, I will. Yeah. Because then I like that she's like also interested in like trying to like
just aware of it, contribute.
As well. You know what I mean?
I think the fact that she's still willing to be like, no, let me pay, is enough in and
100%. But if they expect me to,
if they're like,
then I'm gonna then that's a deal breaker.
They do the thing with the check and they're like,
then I'm gonna look at them and be like,
don't forget my 2 cappuccinos and 4 muffins.
like another deal breaker for me is she brings friends, you know, to a date.
Why do people do that? Do people do that?
People do that. People do that. People bring their friends to dates.
Such a common thing.
Let them keep. I mean, if you're scared because you're meeting someone strange on another table, fine. But if you bring them to our table and you expect me to pay for them, you're out of your freaking mind.
I'm with you.
There's been so many complaints.
I mean, from that, can I tell you what I learned about in Nigeria? The whole dating landscape. It's absolutely absurd. I'll be brief. But as a dude, the first date, you kind of expected, no, you are going to pay for everything. This is what my cousins told me. Yeah. All 18 of them. They told me, hey, as a dude, you're going to pay for everything and you're going to pay for maybe your transport to get there, pay for a transport afterwards.
Sure, that's a full service.
It's a full service.
That's mad.
And it's not weird at all to be like, hey, here's some money, you know, treat yourself.
That is even more pressure.
Right?
I'm not gonna lie, then it feels like I'm buying her.
That's just the culture. And I was like, we don't do that in South Africa.
That's not like that.
Nah, dude, if she was like, can I have some money I'll be like,
can I?
Funny you say that. Afterwards, she might be like, hey, I'm thinking of going shopping. I saw this cute dress. Can you send me some money for it? You gotta be like, okay, fine. Here's
so
some
it's
money.
kind of expected.
Sure.
No, that's crazy.
Right?
I wouldn't want that. I would never get to the point where I'm like, please give me money.
That's a deal breaker,
that's a deal breaker.
Second date, she'll rock up there. You've done pay for her and everything there. But her friends would rock up.
Hi, boo.
You gotta pay for their food as well.
Why?
It's not a date then.
Absolutely not.
Not a date. That is not a date.
Absolutely not.
That's just how...
I'm not rich, man.
Even if I was, I wouldn't.
Like,
Absolutely
these things
not.
happen. It's not the norm, but actually they spoke about it like it's the norm. But if it happened, and you wouldn't be like, Oh.
Nah.
Yeah. You wouldn't have the reaction that you guys had.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh yeah, of course. She'd bring her friends on the dates and he pays for everything, gives them all a little bit of cash for...
Absolutely.
Is this guy like going to sell his car at the end of the month? Because of how also he's
like, what happens on the 10th day? Do you buy her a car? Like, what is happening?
So I was like, I don't think I could afford to date in Nigeria.
No,
I don't think I can.
That sounds
crazy. So on that topic, for me, it's also a deal breaker. If she expects me to pay on the date, nah.
Nah, definitely
That's expected.
deal breaker.
And like not speaking for all girls, but I don't know, you can agree with me here. I just think that the offer means more.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want you to like, if you want to pay, and we got like a coffee, obviously it's context as well, depending on the restaurants or what we're doing. Like if it's a coffee, I wouldn't mind. Sorry. But yeah, like I was saying, it's more just the offer that counts. And I'll always offer to pay.
Yes.
But in terms of a deal breaker for girls, I don't know. Like I think it's quite a standard thing of being like rude to waiters. It's a massive thing. Like
Red flag.
If you can't look them in the eye, say thanks, or you're rude, I don't know, maybe help them clean up all the plates together. That's a green flag.
Yeah.
I notice those things when you like try and like make
Put
it
everything
easier
in one
for the
place,
waiter.
yes.
It's those little things that I think.
Yeah, I think I like that as well. Yeah, I don't know. You can't be rude to the waiter, man.
You can't.
That's
definitely a deal breaker.
Have you seen it
Stop
happen?
people.
Yeah.
Doesn't stop people.
People
Like
don't realize.
And
I
it's
was
so
once
weird.
I was once on a date. It was a one date like thing, and like her tone changed when she spoke to like the waiters.
Yeah.
Like switched it
Like,
up,
in a
dude.
bad way.
So like when she's speaking to me, when the waiter came, can I have this
Yeah,
and
you
this?
can
And I
tell
was
a
like,
lot.
whoa. I even looked at like we made eye contact, my dude. Me and the waiter, I looked at him
You're
like this, and he
like,
looked at me, and I was like, what the fuck?
Dated the same person. It was just exactly just a switch, and I was like,
whoa.
and she came back. She's like, oh my god, so tell me, I'm
Yeah, whoa! I got so scared. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
I was terrified.
yeah.
I feel like I'm the other way around when it comes to the way. Because now, like, if I talk to you guys and I talk like this, but when it comes to the waitress, then I'm like, hi, how are you? Please, can I have a Coke? Please, can I have this? You know?
If you're not busy, may I please?
Yes, please. When you're coming past again, can I get another spoon, please?
Oh my gosh! Like I don't know.
yeah.
I get you. That one is
Yeah.
big. Yeah,
No,
that
that's a
one was so
massive
scary.
thing.
I was like, if she speaks to him like that,
Yeah, exactly.
no. Yeah, no, absolutely not. That's a big deal breaker. Absolutely.
But superficial as well. If you start going into this for deal breakers, person rocks up and slops. Apparently, that's a problem for a lot of people.
I feel like
Slops.
you were this person wearing slops. Right?
Listen,
That had some heart.
Was it summer?
You came with like an experience.
Was it summer? And were you on holiday?
listen, I studied in Pretoria, so I mean,
Okay,
slops.
Okay,
That's a different
no,
vibe.
that makes sense to me then.
Okay,
that makes sense
thank
to me.
you.
Then my other question is going to be, did your outfit at least go with the slops? Or were you wearing something
did.
completely different and you were like, slops?
I did the Durban thing. I had the jeans.
But the jeans and the slops are like a standard in Victoria.
in my
Were they
opinion,
nice
get a bottom.
slops?
They were Mr. Price.
No, but were they? No, that's not what I mean by were they nice. What I mean were they nice? Like were they like rough, like old and wrecked, or were they like nice?
They were like Mr. Price slops.
Enough
They
said.
were okay, but like
Then that's fine, I think. I mean,
we had
if
two
it's not
dates
like terribly old wrecked slops, then I mean, I think
Yeah.
it's okay.
I think it's okay.
That's
As long as your outfit
For
matches
reference,
the slops vibe.
for reference, we live in South Africa, guys. It's a
Yeah.
hot African country. I think slops, if it looks nice with the outfit, I think it's
I
okay.
think it's a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, you said now Cape Town, right?
Pretoria.
Pretoria.
Yeah.
Same thing. Same thing.
Same WhatsApp group.
Same WhatsApp.
Pretoria's
just
dying
different
to be Cape.
locations.
Pretoria's dying to be Cape Town. They're dying to
Same
be Cape Town.
WhatsApp, different
I was
locations.
just making sure because she didn't say anything about that. It was just other people like, "What are you wearing?" I was like, "I'll put on my favorite slops," and they were like,
favorite
"Whoa,
You have a favorite
very
there?
easy."
I think Joburg people are kind of more like weirded out by
It is a
that.
thing.
Because
Yeah.
it's,
Look,
in
to be-
Pretoria it's standard and I would
Yeah.
like 100%.
Yeah, Pretoria,
but in
yeah.
Also,
Joburg,
but
we're
also-
like,
Here, I don't know why we like closed shoes.
we love a good clothes.
Okay, so
love it so
I love cold shoes. Cold. Woo. I love closed shoes for a very different reason. I don't like people looking at my feet.
I mean, I'm wearing slides right now, but I'm wearing socks at my slides.
Yeah, I just don't like it. It gives me the ick. And it's not like a them thing, it's a me thing. I'm
Yeah, I
very,
just don't like my own toes.
I'm just like, please don't look at my feet. It's the type of thing where I'll only wear slops at home or like if I'm going to like the pool or the beach or something.
Yeah.
Because then I have to take them off to swim or whatever. But even then, like the whole time I'm wearing it, like while I'm going to the beach, I'm like, please don't look at my feet.
If I could swim,
It is comfy. It's a psychological thing, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't look at my feet. Don't. Why? My face is here.
It must be a Joburg thing. I've gone to Babylon and they wouldn't let me in with slops, and I left. Came back again. I had Birkenstocks, and the dude was like, "What are those?" And I'm like,
"They call my sandals."
They're my sandals.
Birkenstocks. They wear them in Cape Town. And the dude was like, never do it again. And he just let me in.
He was confused.
Yeah, I was very confused. So Birkenstocks, I think, a little bit better.
It's a bit better than you.
I don't know. I don't think that's a deal breaker. I just think it's the effort you put in, right?
Yeah.
True.
As long as I think you've got like you came to a date and you knew you were coming to a date.
Because we did.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with females, like no matter if it's a coffee or like a 5-course meal, like we're putting in the effort. You know, we've like spoken about the outfit with our friends.
Yeah.
Like, the group chat, this shoe or that shoe, like hair up, hair down. You know, you're making plans to actually get there. So I mean, you want to actually feel like the other person put in the effort.
Yeah.
Matching the same kind of vibe, because then otherwise, like, what was the point? I could have saved an hour of my time, you know, getting ready. So
yeah, 100%.
It's important.
Yeah. When I go on dates, I don't try to dress up too high, but at the same time, I do want to look nice. So I do wear like my nicest clothes and whatever. Like nothing too crazy, like not like wedding vibes.
Yeah.
But dress for the context.
Yeah, you dress nice, but I mean it's a first date. You want to impress, right?
Yeah.
You dress nice, right? But that doesn't mean you can't wear jeans or you can't wear sneakers. Just wear nice jeans, wear nice sneakers, wear nice shirts. Yeah. Something that doesn't look like you've had for like years and it's a little rough, you know. Wear something cool. I think that's the main thing is just try.
Be presentable. That's all.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you wear, just be presentable.
Yeah, just don't look like you just like forgot and remembered 5 minutes that you had to go. That's basically it. I think that's it. Yeah, I think I can't think of any other deal breakers at the moment.
Do you have a go-to place you go to?
I do. I do have a go-to. No. It's the gym.
Be careful what you admit on camera.
It's not like a specific restaurant or type of thing. It's an area.
Okay.
Right. I just like.
So it's convenient and it's like.
I like the vibe. Yeah, I like the vibe of that kind of place. So my go-to places for like a date is like I like the zone area. I like Melrose because it's very open. It's airy. It's got a nice lifestyle feel to it. It's not so we're in a mall. Yeah. So I like those kind of places. Yeah.
So you like the general vibe
of those places. Yeah. Specifically for like first dates, they're nice because also those kinds of places have lots of things to do. You know what I mean? So it's quite nice. And also it's like a lot of people go there, so that's why I like those kind of places.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's more like the area than like a specific restaurant. I do have restaurants that I like, but it's never like the same one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because then the waiters know you by name. Dude,
that would be so awkward. No.
Because I go to the exact same place. It's just so convenient, and I do the whole pretend like, oh, let's look at this menu. I
have no idea what I'm gonna order.
And the guy will come in and be like, so you can have the regular, and I'll be like,
Bruh. Yesterday, Craig and I went to the 10 and 10 day in Waterfall.
Oh my God.
And we love going there.
And he said,
the waiter literally looked at us and he was like,
T-bone steak.
Order.
He looked Craig in the face and said he wants a T-bone steak.
He looked at Craig and he was like, you know this menu already.
How good does that feel though? That's amazing. You're regular. It works so well for me.
I was still there like, I'm not gonna order today.
Are you those types of people that like go online and look at the menu online before you go somewhere?
Yes.
I'm not. But I think that a lot of people actually hold that feeling because I mean I think new places and you want to know if you can.
If there's something you're gonna, what to look forward to eat there.
Actually, I do have to because I'm allergic to everything under the sun. All my friends will know. Like
she can't have
most things. So yeah, I'm allergic to cabbage and like weird things like
cabbage.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Real.
I was gonna say something that was gonna sound whack.
No.
I was gonna say she's allergic to nuts, and I was like, whoa.
What'd you say?
Cait, did you say you're allergic to cabbage?
Yes, I'm allergic to cabbage.
That's not real. I've known Cait for 10 years. No one is allergic.
She's allergic to cabbage.
Dude, coleslaw takes me out. Like I can't have, and this is the exact thing with dating, is that like everywhere I go, if I'm with like a new person and they're like, hey, should we have some sushi? I was like, okay, hate sushi. Like, oh, what about this cashew nut gravy sauce with like this chicken curry? I'm like, that will kill me. Literally, like I will.
She'll die.
Right here. oh, okay, and there's a wrap with it. I'm like, oh, I can't, it has coleslaw. Like, what's wrong with coleslaw? Like, no, I'm allergic to raw carrots and cabbage. And they're like, why? And I'm like, dude,
She's living life on difficult mode.
Yeah,
it's not like my throat.
Cabbage damage.
Yeah, cabbage damage.
What the hell?
I know, it's offensive to most people. People are like repulsed when they look at me. They're like, why? And I don't know, it's my body. Like, I literally, I don't know, I'll probably like insert a picture here. I don't know. But like my mouth literally like swells up.
Oh yeah, she gets like Angelina Jolie lips.
I was at the office once and I had to go back to work and I had eaten that. In that case, it was like a lemon poppy seed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to be careful what I eat on dates as well, because like it would be really awkward if I'm like telling them about my life and I just start growing lips like I'm at the Willy Wonka factory, like growing warts or something like that, turning into little blueberry chicks. So I don't know.
I have to be honest. I don't eat much cabbage anyways, and I really don't care about it. But just go on a date and someone's like, I'm allergic to cabbage, I'll be like,
I have real.
Stop working out.
I think it could have been worse. To be honest, I think, and I say this all the time because I love mango, but I genuinely believe if someone told me they're allergic to mango, I think that'll be a deal breaker.
Gluten intolerance on your dating profile needs to be there, like, hey, because it's a big thing for a lot of people. Imagine if you're from an Italian family.
Yes, it's like food's important.
Right? And you bring this girl back and then like, oh, you gotta eat my nonna's pasta.
And she cannot have the pasta.
She gotta have the pasta. And then nonna has a heart attack and she dies.
Oh, that is a fair point.
Right?
I mean, I think number one, you need to check if she even likes pasta. Because someone like my mom doesn't like pasta, doesn't like breads, burgers, anything like that. She's not a fan.
That's everything I love, man.
Yeah, that's life.
I love bread. I love pasta. Oh my god, garlic bread.
Oh my goodness.
Another thing, my mom doesn't like garlic.
I will avoid garlic bread on the first date.
Yeah. Okay.
Out of respect.
We should talk about that.
But after the first date, if you wanted to see me again, I can have garlic bread.
Yeah.
Okay. I can have garlic bread. You can have garlic bread. I will bring gum.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because I mean, at this point, it's after the first date. We like each other. We both know we like garlic bread.
True.
But,
I think if you both know you like it,
then it's easier.
Yeah.
It is easier. It's quite difficult going on a first date because you're trying to eat a food that's like easy to talk but you don't like be shoving this massive burger and like trying to speak. And so I guess you're trying to like, you know, it doesn't stop me. Maybe just kind of like cut it in half. But I mean, you have to kind of be aware of it. And then like garlic. I don't know if you guys have had a situation where you yourself have had garlic or like a raw onion just like stays in your mouth. Your date has had it. And I don't know, it's just like a different level of uncomfortable, especially if you're the one that, you know, you feel like you've had it. But I don't know, it's a thing that you need to like keep aware of. That's also like the stressful part of it all.
No, look, it's happened to me. But I think you just have to be mindful. So that, like,
no whispering in each other's ear.
With a guy, I mean, being a guy, I think you just have to be prepared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a Boy Scout. like you have to have mints, gum.
Yeah.
You have to have you'll excuse yourself to go to the bathroom real quick, and you'll have like a mini mouthwash or something.
Mini mouth? That is
next level.
I've done it. I've done it. Yeah, but not with. I didn't have a mouthwash. I had this like, you know those mini toothpaste. Yeah. And then I had this little cap with me.
Oh, did you bring it with?
So like I had a cap from So because I knew we were going to this like heavy Italian restaurant.
Okay.
And then I had a little cap with me from like my water bottle or whatever. So I took that with me. I went there. I quickly put made like a little mouthwash.
Oh my goodness.
And it worked. Afterwards, like we smooshed a little. But like, come on, guys. But afterwards, like I asked her because I was now feeling like conscious. I was like, you know, I ate garlic. Was it just like I didn't know? So I was like,
oh my goodness. You should write a book.
I mean, it's just about being prepared, but also like you don't want her to know that you're that prepared. It's more like
I knew that you had like a little mini mouth.
You have to kind of like you kind of have to go like under the radar. You know what I mean? Kind of.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I think that's just the thing, but yeah, it's just about like being mindful for a guy. I think. I don't know. I feel like girls will get away with anything.
But there's so much pressure on girls, though.
I feel there's a lot more superficial pressure on girls.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
as long as you're pretty.
As a guy,
I don't think. Hello.
My guy.
Very intense statement to have about that.
It's you.
Do you have anything to say?
She feels attacked because he's only got his looks.
I think he just became conscious.
But like genuinely, I feel that like when it comes to girls, I don't know. As a guy, I'm very like understanding. You know what I mean? If she's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I was eating ugly," I'm like, "Dude, you're a person too."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't really mind. But yeah. So I think, but also I don't know if it's just because I'm an understanding gent, or I don't know if there are guys who are just like, she's a bit weird. She had like a burger on her first date.
No, they are guys like that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, dude, it's a burger. I eat a burger like that.
Fair enough. Yeah. It's,
You know? I don't know. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I may be
It
in the
depends on the
minority.
guy. I'm sure there's guys that are like,
the
you sure you couldn't do with a salad, girl? There's
Ah,
guys like that.
Yes.
No.
If someone
Say
said
that
it's
to
like
me,
that.
I would
Yeah.
honestly get up and leave.
The one thing that I've gotten remarkably used to on dates is I like to share my food. But
On the first date?
On the first date, I'll share my food.
Okay.
But when I say it's my food, but I'll share like the chips and stuff, and you can have a taste. But you cannot have my whole plate.
So he tries to have you. No, I said the chips.
No, I said only the
so like it's a
Why are you touching the onion ring?
like it's one of those things where like if we both order and I'll say, do you want to try mine, do you want to have some chips or whatever, then that's fine.
Yeah.
And you can have throughout the meal, but because she has her own thing and she's not gonna like try and eat my whole food, but if she says no, I'm not hungry, and then tries to eat my food, then we're gonna have a problem. Then we're gonna have a problem because
That's like relationship problems.
because then I'm gonna be like,
that
hey,
carries through.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
my food.
stop. You know.
I usually don't get food on like a first date.
I like
Is it
food.
like coffee and drinks?
Yeah, it's coffee and drink. It's like you'll be eating and just, even if it's just for 15 seconds, you're just chewing, just.
That is awkward.
Fair enough. I get you.
You're just looking at just. Anyways.
And then it's when there's someone's made a point and you're like,
Yeah.
Yes, you'd be like,
sorry.
yeah.
As I was saying.
I do get you, but I like food too much.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
So sometimes I will order something small, but
No, it's context.
it'll be very chill though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So like I'll order like maybe a bagel or something, and I'll like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Something light. you
Yeah,
know?
that makes sense.
Nothing
I've
too heavy.
been in a situation where I'm a little when it comes with heat. And,
Like chilies.
I'm absolutely terrible.
Really?
Okay, that's so
you look
bad.
like you could like handle it.
I can if I'm naked and alone.
And on the bottom.
Naked and afraid.
Just
Naked, alone, and a little afraid.
what do you mean? Crucifix on the toilet. I'll be fine. But otherwise, I was out on a date. God bless her soul. And she got jalapeno peppers.
Oh, Filipino.
Yeah, the stuffed ones, right?
Jalapeno.
And she's like, "Do you mind if we can share?" I was like, "Oh boy, yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
no
For sure, dude."
problem.
All right.
then
Hello, baby boy.
She ate it like a champ, absolute champ. No sweat, no nothing. I took a bite and I start dripping. I'm moist now. I'm absolutely
literally, like,
moist.
wiping
And I was like, "I'm sorry, do you mind if I go check the bathroom?" I let go away. And I came back. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm
so
fine."
fine.
Well, what do you need?
It's like, why is your shirt inside out?
Where?
I'm okay, man.
Yeah.
Dripping sweat.
Did you change your shirt? No. What?
What? You always talk about
What do you mean? So what
What sweat towel? What do you need?
are you talking about?
Tell me about you.
I'm not gonna lie. On a date, I will avoid spice. I can handle my spice, but I will avoid
Yeah,
spice.
you don't want to like be like
You know that
dapping
one
your
time,
head and, like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know sometimes they just get a little
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So like you don't know. So I do avoid spice at least on the first date. So I get you, but I can't handle my spice. So even if it's a little spicy, I'll be okay.
No, I'm dead, dude.
Don't go to Nando's.
Just I haven't been in yours. Yours.
Don't go. What if she suggests it? What if she's like, let's go on a date to Nando's, and you're like,
Lemon and herb. Yeah, lemon and herb.
give me that lemon, extra
Yeah.
lemon.
And can I have the chicken cold, please? With some sugar.
You know what? It's fine. I'll cook it all. Like, don't even worry.
Yeah.
I'll spice it all. Just give me the raw.
Babe, we've got Nando's and herb.
He'll say, give me the spicy rice, minus the spice.
Minus the spice. Uncooked. That's perfect.
Like, I love it. I just won't eat it in front of people. I just need to be in a
okay.
swimming pool or naked. It's quite the sight, and I don't want
immediate
someone into that.
Yeah,
really,
like first impressions. No.
Shame.
I mean, we wanted to make this point, but like speaking of first impressions, like obviously there's that saying like first impressions count, like they matter, right?
They do.
And sometimes you meet people and the way that what you thought when you met them sticks, like obviously because of that first impression. But there's been so many times, like once I've gotten to know someone over like an extended period of time, my opinion of them completely changes.
Oh yeah, that's happened
so
a
like
lot.
either for the good or for the bad, like someone that you meet and you didn't think that you would be close to, or like, you know, just friends or whatever, and then once you get to know them, you're like, oh my word, you know. So that's what I was gonna say, like with swiping on Tinder and stuff, is that like first impression you're like no, and but you'll remember that. Maybe you meet the person in person, and you're like, actually,
they're actually
or you spend more time with them, or like learn more about them and learn why they like that or whatever, and then you learn to like, you know. But first impressions still like matter, and it kind of sticks with you. So I guess it's important to like keep that in mind as well.
Sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, if I look back at it, when I met Talia, we were in college. And I knew instantly. I was like, "Nah, we're gonna be close friends."
Yeah, some people you obviously.
Yeah, I just
really
knew,
well,
you know. But in the same breath, in college, another one of our friends, Cait, I never thought that we'd be friends. You know, I was like, "No, I don't think she's my vibe." But then I actually got to know her because she sat closer to us in our class.
And she's such a vibe.
Yeah, and I'm like, she's actually pretty rad. Not gonna lie. Yeah. So it does happen where like you can misjudge people.
That's the thing. That's also
so that's a big thing, quite a lot. So I get you.
But that's the problem with the dating apps. You meet someone, and even if they make a good impression down the line, there's something that comes up, and you just don't like that. Immediately, like, it's fine, I'll find someone else.
Yeah.
You don't take the time to like really be like, okay, maybe you can work around it, try and make it work, as people used to do back in the day. Like, you meet someone, you're like, we really have to try and make this work. You know?
We have to get used to. I heard this saying, beige flags.
Yes,
Because we're so like focused on red flag or green flag, but there's sometimes a beige flag where you can live with it.
Quirky.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
What's your beige flag?
Yeah.
What's your
my beige flag?
I don't know actually.
Flip. I don't know.
I'm allergic to cabbage.
Her allergies.
Red.
I'm not sure what's my beige flag. I'd say I can be very dorky and very goofy. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, like I can be very, very childish and goofy, but I think that's like. I think it's part of my charm.
I love it.
Yeah. But like, I think for people who are like very like into like the adult life kind of thing, they'll be like, can this guy be serious for a second? So that could be a beige flag.
Is it something like maybe you eat that's like weird, like you're a little bit too ashamed to tell people?
Oh no, I love
What's
food.
the weirdest food combination that you guys have had?
Oh, we were talking about food combinations in the last episode. I told her my weirdest one is this thing that my dad actually taught me. It's a croissant, and then he like puts Nutella on it, and then he puts mozzarella cheese and he toasts it.
Fascinating.
But it's so good.
Cait is not vibing.
I would never have that on a first date though, but it's so good.
Why?
Beige.
That is a beige flag.
That is a beige flag. That's a beige flag for real.
I could get the cheese and
it actually goes together so
Chocolate.
yeah.
That's a beige. I gotta think on that.
That's a beige, yeah.
What's yours? What's
I'm
your beige
so
flag?
glad you asked.
There's 3 points.
He was hoping.
It was like my time.
He was like, ask me what's mine.
So it came about during varsity. I don't express. If you ask me if I was stressed, I'll be like, no, of course not. But there were signs that I was stressed.
Man's again.
The signs
were there.
Man's again dripping in sweat. No, I'm fine.
I'm so fine.
I'm always in denial.
beige flag.
Beige.
It's the food I'm eating. It's how dark my room gets when I'm working. It's how I stop exercising. All these things start happening, and I'll just be like, no, I'm perfectly fine.
I'm actually fine.
But those are the signs. But with the food, toast, mayonnaise, boiled egg, mussels.
Yeah, beige. Yeah, beige. Definitely beige.
Cheese, more mussels, a little bit of hot sauce.
Yeah, beige.
That's
you definitely have to be alone naked if you're going to do that.
I don't eat that naked. That's even worse.
But you have to the chilies. You should. No one should see
It's already bad enough.
If I see you put mussels on a piece of toast, I think I'll literally just walk out.
I can only eat it when I'm stressed. Right now, as I was saying that, I'm like, that's disgusting. But when I'm stressed, I'm like, that's what I need.
He switches it up.
I was okay until the second layer of mussels came.
So boiled egg and mussels on bread, like on toast with cheese.
Yeah, it gets worse. Then there's the boiled egg omelette. I make an omelette, I put boiled eggs in it.
So it's an
Egg on egg.
It's an egg and egg. And then if I have chicken left over, I might also put that in there.
This guy just wants to eat all kinds of chicken.
So that whole...
shove a quiche in there and just make it like an egg-tastic.
Yeah.
That is my worst nightmare.
Guys, I go through things when I'm stressed.
I've never had a boiled egg omelette. It feels like it's wrong to say omelette and boiled egg in the same.
Don't do it. I'm not going to tell you to do it. Just
I
don't do it.
I do love boiled egg. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Like that with ramen is just,
Excellent, right?
But like in an omelette.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. Yeah, it's beige.
Yeah, it's beige.
That's a conversation starter that you throw on the first date, and
That-
if you
How do you feel about boiled egg omelets?
That's
don't
actually
worry about homeless breeding or whatever your contribution.
that's actually a great
This is the one.
icebreaker. What's your weirdest
icebreaker,
like
your
food
icebreaker
combination?
is. So how do you feel about mussels on bread with egg?
And the mayonnaise.
And mayonnaise.
2 layers of mussels. That's where we
And
get
cheese.
it.
And cheese.
And
Can't
some
forget-
hot sauce.
And some hot sauce that he can't handle. So great.
When I tell people this, their problem is with the mayonnaise. I'm like, what the
Problem is the seafood on the.
So I get why the mayonnaise is an issue. By the way, mayonnaise is also made out of egg. You just like egg on egg on egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Actually, so the thing is with mayonnaise is I'm not a huge fan, but I'm not against it. So a lot of people like to put mayonnaise in everything. So when you said mayonnaise, I was like, okay, where's this going? And then you said the egg, and I was like, okay, this is still okay. And then you said the one thing that we actually spoke about in our other video as well.
Mussels.
Mussels.
I'm not a big fan of mussels.
Okay, I have a
And I
question.
was like,
Okay.
Is it the canned mussels or is it like frozen mussels that you cook?
It's the canned mussels.
Wild.
What? You can get frozen mussels?
you can.
What? From where?
Do you only get canned mussels?
You can from like those, but you'd have to go to like to get proper ones. You'd have to go to like the fisheries.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
I mean,
God.
Pick and Pay does have it as well.
Oh really?
Pick and Pay?
Well,
Oh,
mad.
just
wow.
there. Wow.
Shout out Pick and Pay.
Damn.
Pick and Pay does have it as well.
The stuff in the can is pretty good.
I mean, stuff in the can is great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. And you put that with some 2-minute noodles as well, some mayonnaise. Okay, I'm stopping.
beige flag.
This is what my friend does.
When he's stressed,
This is stuff with me.
that's his beige flag. When he's stressed, he makes
so my
weird
friend
food
one time
combos.
told me-
Yeah, my friend one time told me.
What's your beige flag?
I don't know. I said the whole allergic to.
Yeah,
allergic.
must
I don't know
be.
what else. I don't know. You two are pretty close to me. What is my beige flag? You've known me for a while. You've seen me in my
Yeah.
many stages.
No, I think that's your beige flag. You're pretty chill.
No, the
Otherwise.
seafood thing.
Yeah,
yeah, she
and
doesn't
I
like
guess
seafood.
I'm just
Yeah.
a picky eater. Like,
Yeah.
not by choice. It's just like my taste buds. They don't agree with like sushi. I hate. I think my friends struggle so much.
You and I love sushi.
And they always have
Right.
such an anxiety
Right.
it's
attack.
the best.
trying to, like Cait, because I can't have like coconut, and that's in like like your curries and in the cream,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
in your tennis biscuits,
I think
in your
that- I
cheesecake.
think-
They can't have anything nice, and there's been so many times I've tried I've eaten something and I haven't looked at the box properly, and my friend will have to be like, "Hey, that's nuts!" Like, no. So I think it's just like a lot that you have to take on if you agree to go out with me.
I think
Just
you're
be
right.
aware that those things might happen.
I think you're right. That is your beige
Keep you
flag.
on your toes.
Is how like a picky eater kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
It's not something I'd like to be known by, but it is.
I feel like if I met someone like that, because for both of us, food is a big thing.
Big.
And you're like, I'm a picky eater. I'm like, let's make this work. But if I ask you, what do you want to eat? And you're like,
No,
I
obviously,
don't know.
like, I'll
be
say
like,
what I
well,
Yeah, I think I'd get upset.
No.
At least no, Kate's not like that. Because at the office, I'll tell her like I'll be like, we want to get something to eat. What do you feel for? And she'll tell me.
that's amazing.
Yeah, so she's pretty great like
Huge
that.
green
Not gonna
flags.
lie.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's pretty great like that. And I mean, as much as she is a picky eater, to be totally honest with you, it is a beige flag. It's
Yeah.
definitely a beige, not a red.
Stop laughing.
Because I love food,
Well, for me,
and I always get excited when I can get something that we can both eat. I'm always like
Yeah.
vibes. So it is a beige flag. It's not bad. Yeah. What's your beige flag?
What's your beige
I
flag?
have no idea.
Ask.
Ask Craig.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't have to explain the concept of a beige flag.
I don't know. If I was to think, what's your beige flag? It's difficult because we get along very well.
I would say
Okay, no, I've got it. I had to think about it. I've got it. It's a beige flag, but I love it about you because I'm the opposite. So I'm a very chilled person. I'm not very confrontational. she's the opposite.
I'm ready.
She's the opposite. So like,
I'd rather that.
if we're the duo, and I always I notice that I'm surrounded by people like this. Is that I'll say you're hectic, and I'll like want to leave it alone, and she'll be like, "What you say?"
Sorry, you repeat
And I'm like, "Whoa." So like,
I'm always ready to throw hands for people.
Yeah, she's
But
definitely.
I'll never throw hands for myself.
Yeah,
People can say something mean to me and I'll be like, oh, I get it.
Yes, I get that.
Or if
I
someone
get
has to say
defensive over
something bad about Cait,
people.
I'll be like, what did you say?
Yeah, she's very.
You wanna run that by me again?
I'm not a very confrontational person.
Same.
But she's ready. Hands ready to eat for everybody.
Yeah.
You need that. Bro. You absolutely need that in the
You
friend
need the
group.
defense.
Yeah, 100%.
very vital.
I would say that like that's one thing, but it also like translates into other stuff.
Yeah.
We're like when we're on the podcast and stuff, I'll also be like, no, we're not judging. She's like, we judging.
And be like, we judge.
And I'm
You're
like,
gonna judge today.
yeah. She's very shame. It's actually good. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing because you're very confident in what you believe. So I think that could be a beige flag if people don't agree with you.
I think
But I think that's it.
some conservative males when they're dating and looking for like you said, a conventional woman who's submissive. and
Yeah,
to have someone who's confrontational for them is like, whoa.
Have you had? I have one. Have you had any?
6.
I mean, no. I was gonna say, have you had any? Because you were talking about nightmare horror stories.
Yeah.
On a date. Do you have any nightmare horror stories?
Personally.
Yeah.
Maybe we should hit up the girls that you've taken out.
Maybe they'll be like,
See
wow.
how they feel.
They know what they
My
did.
side of the story.
They know what they did.
Personally, I really haven't. It's if I'm chatting to someone and I kind of get a good gauge of the person, even if you're gonna catfish me, personality-wise, I think I try and make sure that's kind of a line.
Yeah.
So when I get there, it's been fun.
If anything,
honestly.
you'll be friends.
Yeah. But nothing comes to my mind. Yeah.
No, actually, same.
You? Oh.
No.
She thought about it.
Actually, I wouldn't say a nightmare situation, but it was not a very good. I won't say not a very good date, but I was like, okay, I want to leave now,
Yeah.
and I did leave.
Oh, really? Did you have one like
And I
that?
did
No,
leave.
not like that. I'm like, someone call me with a fake emergency.
Oh,
Like,
never?
I've never had that. I've always quite
okay.
enjoyed, It hasn't been.
I didn't do that, but I did make an excuse. I didn't have plans later that day, but I faked like I had plans later that day.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
At least it's
But
not
it
like
was just
getting
because
up
the
in
date
movie.
was not. We went to the movies and then we just walked around afterwards. But he didn't say a word to me.
Oh, wow.
But he clung to me, and I was like, okay. I mean, I'm okay with clinginess, but bro,
Not on the
say
first-
something to
on the
me.
first day.
I love movies, guys.
But
Yeah,
for
but
first
not on the
date?
first
Full
date,
on.
otherwise-
First date, I don't agree.
I was about to
because you guys are
say.
talking.
I'm a full-on cinephile. I love films, but I'm not taking you to a movie on a first date because
Then
I'm
what's
not
the
going to
point?
talk to
I
you.
can be alone.
I'm going to watch the movie.
I'm trying to make moves and be like, no.
Yeah.
I paid 300 rand for
I'll be
this.
like, hey, watch the movie.
We're not
Yeah,
16
be like,
anymore.
why are you looking at me? The movie's
The movie
there.
is there.
Look that way.
And actually, I've had that experience. It wasn't on a date though. So it was one of those things where it was a friend
Okay.
that liked me.
Oh, yeah.
Thing. And I didn't know at the time. And then we're in the movie and I'm watching the movie and they're like, and I'm like,
Hey? Excuse me?
what are you doing? Hey, the bro just got killed. What's going on? Like, watch the movie. so that's why that was going to be my story. That's why I'm glad you brought up movies.
I mean, I think now that you said it, I can tell you of my first date that I had, which is probably the worst date, but it was really a school for me because it was my first kiss as well.
He was 16, 14.
I was 16.
Oh, yeah. Nice guess.
So she came and picked me up with her, because I was in boarding school at the time, and I was about to leave, and my friend was like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going on my first date with this girl. And he's like, can I come? And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you gotta go watch a really cool movie. I haven't watched a movie in a while. I was like, yeah, bro, I guess.
I would have been like, no. Even if you asked me, I'd probably be like,
No.
no.
I was like a
I
people
would be
pleaser.
like, cool, I'll take you again. We'll go afterwards.
Sure, dude, you can definitely come. So I was like, hey, do you mind my friend also comes with? And she was like, sure, actually. I was like,
That's nice.
Sick.
Okay, wild. Yeah.
So we all went on.
I probably would have been like, he's gonna sit like over there, right?
He starts making moves on the goal. That's
my
when you end the
goodness.
Yo, that's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, man came in and stole your goal.
I mean, to be fair, like I was really shy, so they were like speaking most of the time, and I was just like, I really
Taking
appreciate
notes.
this because I just wouldn't know what to say. I was like really nervous. So we were watching this movie. I think it was called Red, Retired, Extremely Dangerous.
I love that movie.
Right? I thought it was a romantic movie.
with Bruce Willis.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of death, a lot of blood.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this with her. She's sitting next to me, and my friend is sitting next to me here. And I'm waiting for a romantic scene to like make a move.
There are romantic scenes, but it doesn't last very long.
I know, but there was like one at the end. So I'm watching this, and the movie finished. I was like, oh shit, nothing happened. And then she just looked at me, and I looked at her. She was way taller than me. I looked at her. I was like,
Come here, girl.
and I went in.
Happy. Yes.
Uppies.
That's quality.
And we made and my friend was recording this the whole time.
Oh my god.
Right? Thanks, Budio. And he was recording this the whole time. And I was like sick. And she dropped me off at home. And I was like, oh my god, this is the best day ever. We went back to the boarding house, and then told everyone as you had to. And then the next day, I was walking to rugby practice, and I see everyone's like huddled up. There's like a tiny bright screen, and then I'm like, hey guys, what are you watching over there? And then everyone's just looking at me, and they're like, oh boy. And then I was like, it's your boy.
You know.
Right, so I think for her, maybe she was really cool about it. She didn't have like a really terrible date, but from her perspective, that must have been abysmal. Like this action bloody movie
with a friend.
That's
recording. Did she know that she was being recorded?
I don't think she. Terry, they recorded us. This is how you find out.
That's horrible.
I'm sure it's so long ago. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, we were 16 boys, so
yeah, that's hilarious.
Boys,
that's a good story.
Yeah, repress that.
Oh man, that's brilliant.
Oh, man.
Well, guys, thanks for watching today's special Valentine's Day episode. Remember to check out SafeSpace. They're on Instagram. They're great, and they're actually having a event on the
14th on Valentine's Day. So weird. Yeah, no.
Yeah, they're having a whole drink and sip thing.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go because it's gonna be fun and cool and stuff. And yeah, if you guys want to go, I don't know if you guys still have space for
we have a few spots. Obviously, the quicker that you can confirm your payment, then that's easier. Then we can confirm you as numbers. But yeah, still a few spots available, and we hope to see you there.
Yeah, brilliant. It'll be cool. Check you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.